It always gets us, man.
That's geez, 10 seconds. 10 seconds, we still screw it up. Hi, how you doing? We are the Northwest Brewmeisters. I'm Jamie.
Steve.
Of course, as we acknowledge, we're not really meisters yet, but we're getting better, and we're excited to be here. So today, we have behind us, 2 brews that we made. When did we make these?
A month ago.
A month ago?
A month ago. Yeah.
Wow, it's been so long. I want to drink this beer so bad.
Our last broadcast, we showed you our racking process.
Now we're going to do the opposite.
Am I out of the camera again? I've only had 2 of these, I swear.
I swear! Right. Oh, the wife's home. Cool.
Okay.
So anyways, what you were saying? Last broadcast.
Last broadcast, we racked these. These are the secondaries, and now we're going to put them in a keg. And the fun thing with this experiment is we made 2 identical beers, but then we altered the hop schedule on the initial brew day. So if anybody's tuned in later, this is why it's kind of a little special experiment with us here. So we're going to show you what we do when we keg it up and take a little taste test, and we'll let you know what we think.
Because we always taste test.
Always
We should talk
taste
about
test.
what we're drinking now, though.
Oh yeah, this is
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. This is a Irish red that we made 2 months ago.
Was it 2 months? Was it that long? I don't think it was that long.
Maybe not that long ago. It just finished conditioning, carbonating this week, and now we're enjoying it. So,
and it is delicious.
of course, even if we're biased, it's still delicious.
Yes, we're biased, and it's delicious.
It's delicious. So, good job to ourselves.
Yes, well done. High five.
All right, let's grab the kegs and
You know what we started with? Hey, who do you ride for?
the Tim.
We ride for the Tim. We ride for the Tim. Come, ride for the Tim with us.
You'll meet the Tim soon enough.
Now we're going to have a brief interruption because we are the most professional broadcast this side of the Columbia River, and so we set up things when people are coming home.
That's all right. I'm gonna go grab
Okay.
kegs.
Yeah, go grab the kegs. Hi, Devin. How you doing?
Good. We have a new son.
We have a new son. Yeah,
Well,
adopted?
If you.
No, you're totally cool. See, look at this lawn. You can mow the lawn.
Oh,
We got
God,
wood
no,
this
I
year.
already did my lawn.
Oh, no, wait. You said you're the new son.
No,
Welcome.
she was joking.
Welcome to home, boy. It's good to meet you. And
Oh, you're
it's
good,
good.
Devin.
We got so much to do. We got goats
Yeah,
to
I know.
feed, and rabbits, and chickens, lawns.
Oh,
And you're big, so you can do a lot of cool stuff. All right.
All right, I have returned. These are the 5-gallon Cornelius kegs, commonly known as corny kegs.
Right.
At
Super
one time,
common.
they were used for sodas, like at a movie theater. The syrup. Now they're used for home brewing.
Interestingly, because the soda industry has started to move away from these kegs and into basically wine boxes, these are coming hard to come by.
Yeah.
But we did hear from our local brew supply store that they're starting to make brand new ones, which of course cost more because they're brand new. They're not used. But
Yeah,
You know.
in most cases, you can get them used from your local homebrew supply, or you can order them if you don't have one in your hometown there.
they're like $80 or so, give or take.
Right.
At least in the Americas. So, yeah, wow, there's a lot of water.
We just sanitize these. We're draining them a little bit more before we get started.
Apparently, I drained this one better than I drained that one.
That's right, man. All right.
Cool.
We still need the auto siphon. Forgot to grab it. It's in
Yeah,
the
we grab it?
dish rack.
All right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, having a lot of fun brewing. So this has been, hey, how many days has this been? I think we're on, this is 26 days, right? Because you got to figure brewed on a Sunday. We went 12 days.
Right. We
We racked, and then this is almost exactly 2 weeks from the last time.
Yeah.
So that's 26 days. So we're up to 26 days for this beer. And then we got like another 2 weeks because we got to put it in the kegs. We're going to pressurize it, chill it, let it condition, and then we're going to taste it. And we're being real careful with this one because most of our beers, we're just, well, for one thing, most of our beers have been recipes that were just given to us anyways. And so they didn't matter because as long as it tasted good. But this beer, we're doing an experiment. So on this side, we use one of the recipes from our brew supply place. Devin. I'm busy. Goodbye, Devin.
See ya.
You can mow the lawn later. Goodbye.
Our viewers are probably like, what?
Hey, you just deal with it. Professionalism. We're all about it. Okay.
Slap
Oh,
on.
and you
I'll
like
do
your
it.
long get this bad.
All right. So let's go ahead.
So these are two identical cream ales. Minus.
No. These are the temptation ales. which
Oh,
are
they're
the-
kosher.
Yeah, and they're
Wow,
not
I'm all
really-
screwed up.
so they're not really cultures. We should be.
Well, they're labeled as kosher on the recipe,
They're
so.
just Kolsch style. It tastes
Kosher
kinda like a
there's a
Kolsch.
little caveat there.
Yeah, they're not 100% Kolsch's.
So what we did for any of the new viewers is we made one to the recipe and then we altered the other one, and we're just kind of experimenting and seeing what changes flavor wise. The one we altered, we added a extra hop packet, a citra type hops to it, which during our initial racking, I could taste the difference. It was good
At minute 0.
at minute 0. Yeah, so it got max hop flavoring at that point.
All right, so this one over here should be the normal one,
Right.
because someone who will remain nameless might have forgot to label the kegs. Why you got
I didn't see your name.
bus?
I didn't say your name.
You pointed at me. I said my name at the beginning, and then he pointed at me, so now they know. I'm just gonna keep talking while you hold your hand in the air like that, because that's sanitized, and so you can't put it down. Ha! How you feel about that, buddy?
Who's the airman now? If you can't tell, we're really good friends.
Yeah, we like each other's company.
And we love messing with each other.
Oh yeah, so we'll just have an angle.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Is that way? All right. So before we even start, though, go ahead and do a little palate cleanser,
Right.
because we've been drinking a different beer, and I'm not gonna lie. So Steve over there is the technical one. He's like, we won't talk about people not taking sanitation seriously enough.
It starts.
It starts. But seriously, Steve is the one who has the good attention to detail, and I just have fun doing with this, and I'm the one that's willing to do anything. But I got to tell you, I'm excited about this batch because it's not just a batch of beer that we're doing. It's like this one, we're starting to branch out, experiment, learn what the different things do when you add them in different ways.
Sure.
And experiment what the different flavors are. Because, we had one brewer that we talked to, he said, you should never do something without knowing what it's going to do. And in our case, right, we don't know what it's going to do, but we're finding out what it's going to do.
We're learning.
So that's why we made one change. We're very careful. These were brewed the same day. They were brewed as close as we could to the same, like we kept the steeps times very close. We kept the steep temperatures very close. And then when we chilled them really close, et cetera, et cetera. We kept both these beers were brewed the same with the exception of the one extra Citra hops that we added at the very end of the boil on this one here.
Right.
At 0 minute. Right. So what I'm saying, talking a lot, and I'm not cleansing my palate.
Let's get this. So we're gonna cake these up. We'll put them in our freezer, let them get nice and cold for at least 24 hours, and then we'll start the carbonation process. So unfortunately, we have to wait another 2 weeks or so before we can drink them. But probably within 5 days, we could have a
long.
we could have a green beer within 5 days. But
I had to buy. No. Serious. Like this when we do it right.
Okay,
We get it
never
conditioned
mind.
all the way out.
2 weeks then. We'll
I
let it-
will buy more beer in bottles.
Yeah, it's fun. We do a very slow carbonation process, but the way we do it, the reason we do it that way is because we know that it gets done. So
And because I suck at carbonating, and it's the only way that's worked for me.
no, there's nothing wrong with the slow go. It works.
Right.
Man. All right.
So anyhow,
Oh yeah, go for it. Here, I'll get the. All right. Ready?
the point of my long rambling diatribe is that I'm kind of excited about this one, and I really want to taste the difference. I want to see how it changed. So we even got a manifold, so they're going to both we're going to put them at 30 psi for the same amount of days. We're going to reduce the pressure down to serving pressure, which I do about 12 psi on my gauge. I don't know how well my gauge is calibrated. But 12 psi seems to do a good deal. And yeah, I want to. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited about this.
Yeah.
I don't get excited.
Looking forward to these.
I'm trying to be one of those. Wait. All right. So this is the normal one.
All right. There we go.
All right. Pull this one out.
We'll just let it siphon. And
Okay.
the key thing here is you don't want it to get aerated, so you want your tube to go all the way to the bottom of the keg there. So
Right.
So it just flows in there nice and smoothly.
So the official name of this is Temptation Ale.
Right.
That's what our brew supply store calls it. It's a kit that they made.
Smells good.
It's good. It's supposed to be kind of a Kolsch style of beer, and oh yeah,
It's good aroma.
just fine.
Yeah. Tastes like beer. Flat beer, but beer.
It is flat beer, but it kind of tastes better than last time, I think.
Yeah. It has a cleaner taste, I think, a cleaner finish.
Which is hardly surprised. I mean, you know, because it's conditioned a while longer and more stuff is filtered out of it and stuff.
It has a nice clean finish, no aftertaste, no weird, kind of bitter flavor or anything.
No apples or pineapples or
No,
pumpkins.
No
or
fruit flavors, yeah.
all the various things they use to determine the term off flavors, whatever off flavors are.
Right? As opposed to on flavors?
On flavors? I bet. Well, this has on flavors.
This has on flavors.
We have on flavors, no
On
off
flavors.
flavors.
Hey, Jeff back. What's up, man?
Right on. Cloudy?
Slightly, a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but
Take a look, man.
not too bad.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah. Glad you came back to join us again.
You know, maybe we should broadcast on Fridays. The problem is Fridays. I always work on Fridays, and it's
Yeah.
no lie, man. We're always rushing to the broadcast, always, because I go to church on Sundays.
Oh, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
the light could be. Good
That is
point,
our-
man. Good point.
We kind of, from here it doesn't look.
No,
do
it
the
looks
best
cloudy
I
to me.
can.
I mean, it definitely looks cloudy.
Maybe the glasses are dirty. Maybe I
But-
should have washed the glasses first. When's the last time I washed these glasses?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. It looks pretty good in here, man. And yeah, that looks all right.
Yeah, it's not crystal clear, but it's it's fine. It tastes good.
Yeah.
Oh, you saying it looks like cider because of the way the sun's hitting them? Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it does. So this is I don't know how much, but this is it's the same batch that we did last time you watched. But of course, this is a couple weeks later. We've allowed it to sit in the secondaries. We actually did get some secondary
A bit of fermentation, right?
secondary fermentation going on, and so that was kind of cool. And now we're going into the kegs. We're gonna wait another 2 weeks. I was telling you, I don't know how much you caught, but I was telling everybody that this one I'm kind of excited about. Usually I'd hit this stuff, I would hit it with 30 psi, and as soon as it's fuzzy enough, I would drink it.
It's good enough.
But I'm going to exercise restraint. I'm going to let it sit for a full 2 weeks and let it get fully conditioned. Because I really want to experience how what we did,
Right.
how the difference that we did is how it changes it. We're actually just talking about you just a little bit because we're talking about the temperature at which you ferment, right?
Right.
Remember that?
Yep.
And we were wondering that. So we know certain things. Like we know that if you pitch your yeast when your wort is above 80 degrees or anything, or even close, they say even at 80, you should really try and get below 80. You know, you can produce those off flavors.
Yeah, I've had beers that taste like apple. The little after flavor. Oh, right, yeah.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in any case, there's things. Some of the yeast can die, or the way that they produce alcohol can change things, and so waiting for a keg. What do you say?
You wait for a keg.
I knew guys that would siphon to a clean carboy, let it set while waiting for a keg. It can sit like that for a while. Yeah. Although, you do want to at least go into a secondary. Because I was reading somewhere that if it's in contact with the trub, although Ben said trub.
Trube? No.
Do you pronounce trub or trub? If you pronounce trub, spell it with a double O. That way we'll know. Or spell it UBE.
I always
Yeah.
call it trub. So
It looks
yeah.
like trub to me.
Yeah.
TRUB. That's in English. That's trub. Trub. Anyways, I was reading this article. I just say muck.
Muck.
That's
Makes sense.
That's accurate. So if you leave it in contact with the muck, again, you can produce off flavors.
More off flavors.
It's a very
Yeah.
vague term. Off flavors.
It's like functionality. Just ambiguous, you know.
It is. So yeah, we're doing crazy things that ordinarily we wouldn't do. Like, well, don't wait. Like rinsing out our test glasses,
Right.
and doing palate cleansers.
Almost like we're drinking wine. You
Yeah,
know?
all these crazy
Look at my
wine
pinky- look at my
things.
pinky out.
Pinky out.
Pinky out.
Not gonna lie, Oh, dude,
hell yeah, man.
what'd you make it out of? I'm assuming copper tubing, but stuff. So we were thinking about making ours, but then we got lucky and someone gave us one.
Yeah. It was like a buddy of a buddy that I knew. He was like, "I got this old brewing equipment. I don't brew anymore. You can have it."
Pretty much, God
Yeah.
loves us. That's how we assume it.
It's like a 2-stage wort chiller. Like you have the first stage is larger copper pipe that would go in like in a bucket of ice water, and then the actual wort chiller itself it's a 1/4 inch for the actual tube and coil we use that goes into the wort. So it's pretty neat.
Nice. That is. So yeah, the difference. Oh, should I do that?
It's getting close.
Here. Talk to Jeffrey. Tell him about the difference between the speed that it takes to cool things.
Yeah, with us, we used to do it the old school way where we just stir it and use ice water to try to get it down there. It'd take 20, 30 minutes. But with our wort chiller, I swear we're ready to put it in the carboy in like 7 minutes at that. This thing is awesome.
It's almost less than 5. It's crazy.
Yeah.
fast.
And we haven't even used like the ice bucket yet. We just connect it to that first stage and just throw it in a regular bucket of water without ice and just use the hose outdoors in it. It seems to work very, very, very well. How are we looking over there?
Pretty good.
But yeah, it looks homemade too. I think the guy that gave it to me made it himself. Oh, he has a work sink. Okay, what are we saying? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
deep sink?
No, I think like a utility sink. Maybe like a deep sink. Yeah.
Like a deep sink?
Yeah, we just use the hose outside, and that water is like ice cold up here in the Northwest. So
There's no such thing as warm water.
I know, right?
You want warm water, you're applying heat to it. That's all there is to it.
I think get some of that chug in there. Some not too much, though.
Oh yeah. I expected.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
I'm kind of watching really close. I want to try and avoid. Yeah, I'm watching.
Oh, I know, I got you. The sun's right in my face. I'm having a hard time seeing. Yep.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I chose a really bad angle.
No, that's all right, man. So Jeffrey, do you use tap water in your brewing, or do you get purified water? How do you do yours? Because we've actually been experimenting with tap water lately, not treating it, just right out of the faucet. He says he boils the copper part at the end of the brew and then poses it at the sink. Okay, yeah, I've seen that kind of setup as well.
So here's something interesting.
Oh, tap water. He's a tap water guy too.
Yeah, the thing is we've had a couple brews where we just use tap water.
Just tastes great, you know.
Yeah, it tastes just fine. It's not like there's this dramatic difference in flavor. It's
Right.
just like, why are we spending $8 every time we brew
Yeah, I used to
beer?
buy spring water, and the last few batches are tap water, and we were like, yeah, why didn't we do this before? You know.
It's nice. 'Cause now we don't have 7,552 plastic jugs all around
Right.
the house. All right, so before you do that, yeah, go ahead.
I didn't want to go flying. You know?
Yeah, that's good idea.
Good idea.
You know what the nice thing about racking outside is?
What's that?
I don't get beer all over my kitchen floor anymore.
I know, right? All right, that
All
one's
right.
ready for the cooler.
Sweet. Down. Might have to jiggle that one around. Don't tip that. I don't trust that O-ring right now.
Yeah, I got you.
That looks a little wonky. All right.
Good thing you found your kit. So
Yeah.
your O-ring kit.
Which bottle is here? Which glass?
That's
is here?
mine over there. 'Cause I'm usually standing on this side. So.
Right. It's true. Okay, so any more comments? Some beers like Harp, you add solids and salts to make the water harder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we, actually, so one of the companies down south, they actually treat their water.
Right. They try to copy the actual profile of the beer they're making, right? Where it's originally from.
Well,
Is that
no, I don't think they're actually trying to make a profile. I think they're just trying to make very standard water.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Gotcha.
But of course, they're a commercial brewery, so it's really important for them that, it's like we're talking, like Big Sky Brewery. So, Big Sky Brewery, Missoula, Montana, one of the places I've lived for quite a while. Not now, obviously. But, anyways, it's from Montana. I'm from Montana, so Montana's...
Moose Drool. Same people that make Moose
Yeah,
Drool.
they make Moose Drool and a few others. Anyhow, the point is not Big Sky Brewery and making a whole commercial about them. Drink Big Sky. Yes. No, but, excuse me. Moose Drool needs to taste like Moose Drool every single time. We had that joke that was the last time. It's like the unpredictable brewery. It's like buy a 6-pack of our beer. What's this? It's our beer. What's it going to be like? We
don't
no
know.
idea. Yes, I am. You're speaking to my heart there, man. I'm a brown ale, Russian stouts. I like the dark beers. I'm a big fan of dark
tomorrow
beers.
we're actually having a brew day tomorrow, and we're doing a Newcastle clone.
Yes, Newcastle clone coming tomorrow. That's going to be exciting, because my wife loves Newcastle, and I hate $60 a case.
Right.
Let's just be honest. $60 every time, and we drink a lot of beer here. Yeah, that's one thing. So
No,
one thing
done that yet.
we haven't lagered yet. We've
talked about it. We just
we
haven't
have
done
places where we could make lagers. Like my basement, I don't heat my basement. And up here where we're at in the Northwest, it doesn't get super cold. Like 40 degrees is a cold day here. Like 2 weeks in the winter, it'll drop below freezing at night, but during the day, it'll still be. So my basement will sit at 50, 45. Yeah, that's the thing is that lagers, that's what we've heard is lagers take forever. But hey,
But we do have those temperature-controlled freezers now, so
it's true.
we use Inkbirds to regulate the temperature of our deep freezers, and we could actually set it higher or lower, whatever we need. And we even can get that pad that warms it if it gets too cold. I can't remember what it's called though.
There's just one problem with your clever plan.
What's that?
What about the beer that we're drinking?
I know. What's the thing? We'd have to choose one and be like, all right, this batch we're just gonna make yours the lagering or mine the lagering, and then we'll put the beer and whoever's else. You know
Look,
what I mean?
Brent, we're just simply gonna have to sell your child.
Okay, that's fine.
The oldest one, she's getting kind of snotty.
Yeah, she needs to be humbled.
Okay, so we'll sell her. We'll buy 2 new freezers. All right, we got this
We
covered.
got a lagering freezer now. Yes.
She can write letters. I still like her. She's a nice girl, sweet girl. It's just like
You're making.
I did a
Ooh,
Lowenbrow
yeah.
dark. Took like 8 weeks. Yeah,
Oh, wow. Man, I haven't had Lowenbrow for ages.
me neither.
Yeah.
I'm going to hunting camp here in Thanksgiving week. So the week before Thanksgiving is when it starts. And I've had a hard time finding it. I want to make a Coors Banquet clone because my buddy who I'm going hunting with, he's not a beer snob like we are, right? So he's not into fancy beers, but he does say that he's really gotten into the original Coors beer. So I want to make a clone, but I'm having a hard time finding a recipe. It's just like
Yeah, they probably have their actual recipe pretty locked down. You know?
I found Coors Light recipes, and I'm like, why?
Training beer.
Why? Take your house water supply, run it through garden hose, wrap around your fermenter, then off through the house. Should keep it nice and cold.
It's like a reverse wart chiller, you know.
There you go. I like the way you think. All right, hey, let's.
You gonna
Okay.
do this one? All right, wait. All right, so yeah, this is the one that we added the citra hops at the 0 point
So
during the boil.
this is our altered beer, and
Get her going.
You know, another reason that it might look a little cloudy is because the outsides of the kegs,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they're a little dusty.
Kind of dusty, yeah.
Some dirt.
I think the tubing's starting to craze a little bit. From use, you know. I mean, even looking at it, when you block the sun, it's got a little bit of cloudiness to it.
Now you've got us second guessing ourselves, Jeffrey. Thanks, man.
It
Thanks.
tastes just fine. Well, that one tasted just fine. I'm sure this will be fine as well. Oh yeah, you can smell the difference, man. Smell it. You can smell that citron. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've made orange juice. Yeah, definitely.
It tastes clean though. It's a clean finish, man. I think we did all right.
So side does it?
Definitely can taste the difference. You know what I mean?
It's a little more bitter. You think?
Slightly bitter. Yeah.
I think a little more bitter than the other. Like it's definitely not as sweet.
No, but it smells. You can really, the aroma is there.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
This is probably a really
Yeah.
bad glass to drink this from.
Maybe. Right.
Well, didn't you say somewhere they have different glasses for different styles of beers, and the idea is the opening actually
Yeah, like the
enhances?
bulbous, like those bulbous. There's names for them. I can't remember what they're called, but like the bulbous glasses you see over in like England, or the real tall, the kind of a V shape. You know, yeah, different beer glasses have a purpose.
So here's this one. It's about the best I can do getting it in front of the camera.
Yeah, all we did with
Keeps.
this one was add the citro hops at the 0 point, which was a fourth hop packet. So that's all we did. Just
Right.
to change the flavor.
So yeah, we started with two identical recipes. They're called Temptation Ale. Is it 4? I thought
The original recipe was a three hop.
2.
Was it
Sure?
2?
2. I think I actually have
Oh.
the recipe. We could look it up.
Either way, we made one to the recipe, and then the other one we altered by adding the extra hops at the end. So
We actually did document this. We can really we could
We actually
recreate
wrote
this.
it down.
That's one thing we kept telling ourselves we'd do, and we actually did it this time. But yeah, so we followed the recipe exactly, and we made exactly one change. Wow, that's bright.
No, it's right in our faces.
Yeah, brilliant choice of camera spots. But we made exactly one change, and we added at the 0 minute. So exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That's exactly
you
what
can tell,
we
You
did.
can definitely tell. The aroma's definitely there. So
Yeah. And so one of the things I was thinking about, is like for our next experiment, we could either try a different yeast. So that's something that Ben was saying, is that he had an experiment batch. He had double batches, and he tried like a lager yeast, but he was doing it in an ale.
but did it ale style though?
Yeah, so he brewed an ale, but then he used the lager yeast to do it. So we could try that. Or the other thing I was wondering is going back to when we were talking about you before we went live, and the fact that you mentioned the fact that we had fermented at a low temperature, and we did. You know, it was 60 to 64 degrees. And so then we were thinking, which got into the whole thing about selling your daughter and buying refrigerators. You know, we could trade. You know, we don't have to sell her. Selling sounds so
final.
barbaric. We could just trade, or maybe we could loan her out. Does she mow lawns?
She might be able to.
She mucks horse stalls.
Yeah.
She could clean up horse poop. Okay, good. In any case, this whole concept, we kind of want to build temperature-controlled fermenter boxes, and really just buy a couple of fridge. Just a couple like those little office fridges, like,
Oh yeah.
you know, and then.
I know it does sound a little silly, man.
It is a little sketchy. That's why.
My daughter.
That's why we went with trade. I mean, sell my boys, but they're not worth a lot. For one thing, they're adults now. They're not even kids.
Yeah.
Jaime refuses to talk to anyone. He's zero conversation. All right. In any case, yeah, I think this is okay. This is really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if we necessarily need to make it again,
No, but it was just fun to experiment with it and see what happens. You know.
But you can definitely taste the difference, and so now we kind of know how that works. That's
Right.
cool stuff.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're just gonna keep. You can take your fermenter to Home Depot and buy a wine fridge that fits in. Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's true. I've seen that. I heard about
they
that.
do. The other thing I've heard is that folks will do
Oh,
like
okay.
I don't know how much that costs to get a wine fridge that varies the temperature,
Yeah. Right.
but people will buy like a dehydrator, right?
Oh.
So a dehydrator is just a big disc with a, and dehydrator is only heat up to like 175 degrees, right? And they'll put that in there and then use like an Inkbird. And so if it gets too cold, the dehydrator kicks on, and it gently warms the box. And if it gets too warm, the refrigerator kicks on and
Right,
it cools
right.
it, and you can keep it in there. So the next thought is we'll try brewing a batch, like we'll brew identical batches again. Maybe we'll make this our Citra batch. We'll see how well we like it
Once it's carbonated, yeah.
yeah, you know, it might be
Yeah.
awesome, or it might be just like, oh, that was interesting, but nothing to write home
Nothing
about.
Yeah, right. Didn't blow our skirts up. So.
Freezing. Wow, that's cold.
Yeah, I've looked at those wine fridges. They're I want to say the ones in our area are like $400. You know what I mean? Well, we can probably find a used one somewhere, maybe. If we really wanna,
Oh,
okay,
hit on.
Okay there.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
fine.
find a used one if we really want to like
The air is really
explore that.
strong.
Explore that, you know. So. Oh, get 'em out of the camera.
Well, yeah, that's what we use. Oh, I'm kind of there. I'm underneath the text there. But yeah, so that's what we use. That's that Inkbird.
Yeah.
It's an external thermostat because we both have freezers, which if you just plug them in, like my freezer that I'm using as a keyser or a kegerator, my freezer stops at like 10 degrees below zero. It doesn't get any warmer than that. I don't know what yours does.
I'm not sure what it's rated at, but yeah, I have mine set to when I carbonate down to about 30, 37 degrees or so.
We have a Lowe's.
Oh, Lowe's. Okay.
They're about 40 miles away. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess we're on an island as well, so we're probably paying a premium out here. But yeah, we can check out Lowe's since 200 is a lot better than 400. So
200 is a lot better than 400. But if we could do it for free,
I know, right? Maybe
Free's a good
maybe
price.
make something. You know.
yeah.
Where the
Oh, yeah, better tilt it towards You got it?
yeah, I got it.
You got this one. So, anyways, the next one, like twice as good. So the next experiment we might try is simply doing double batches, but doing one at 60 degrees and the other one at like say 67 degrees or something. You know, on the high side of the temperature range of the yeast. See what happens. You know, see if that changes the flavor. It might get a little subtle. Not gonna lie, I don't have the most sensitive palate. Steve can taste things much better than me, and my wife can really taste things. And she has this taste memory. Like, do you remember that meal we ate 17 years ago? No, I do not remember the meal we ate 17 years ago. I'm sorry, I don't. That was 17 years ago. Got it? Yeah. Just tuck it in the handle. Okay. Nice. Okay, one thing we have to do right now.
What's that?
Label.
Label. Yeah, I know. We're
All right.
bad about that.
All right. Talk with Jeffrey. I'll be back. I'm going to go
All right.
get some tape.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, we almost forgot to label the batches last time. The only thing that helped us remember was the different color sweatshirts we had covering the carboys. Remember which one was which at that point. So, if you told us last time, whoop. Oh, okay. Oh, 35. That's not too bad at all. That's cheaper than what I spent for that Inkbird. Yeah, we'll check that out. We'd like to see if we can build something, to expand our operation. See where it goes. One of the ideas with Jamie was with his basement, turn it into kind of a brew studio. So we'll see what happens there. We could probably maybe incorporate those freezers and a lagering station, if you want to call it that. I think it'd be all right. Those things do get heavy. So do you keg or do you bottle? I think you said you bottle, right? I can't remember what you told us last time. Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. You bottle. Yeah, I'm not. It's not really temperature controlled down there. It's just his basement, but it has a lot of access and a lot of open area. But we could probably maybe build something into it, build a wall or whatever to try to keep it controlled. I don't know. See what he's interested in on that. Yeah, Jamie and I were talking about bottling today. In fact, I guess there's I don't know what it's called, but he was at our brew supply guy yesterday, I think, and it's like a little tablet where if you don't want to bottle a whole batch, so you don't have to mix all your stuff in there, you could just put your beer into the bottle and put this tablet in it and then cap it. So if you only wanted to bottle maybe 1 6-pack out of it and then keg the rest, we were thinking about doing that. Have you heard of that little tablet process? Is that anything you've seen before? Yeah, I never knew about him until he mentioned that today. That our guy Ben told him about it. Since we don't bottle yet, but I like the idea of bottling so we can share our beer, or take it places a lot easier than the kegs, of course. But mainly we just use carboys, or not carboys, excuse me, growlers whenever we're transporting beer around. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So I was asking Jeffrey about the carbonating tabs, and he knows about them. He's telling me about them. So.
Oh, have you used them?
I'm not sure. Have you ever used them before yourself, or? Here, in the meantime. Are these twisties? I can't remember.
No, they're not. I have a bottle of them.
Yeah,
But
that's
first, I want to label this.
So yeah, he's familiar with those tabs, and I think we should try it at least one time. Maybe get some of those gross bottles that we can reseal.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be good, like if you want to share.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. The sharing, because mainly we share with our growlers, but.
Right, but growlers only last a day.
Right. I know,
right?
Much.
Whereas, like, if it was bottled, it could last like 6 weeks
Who knows,
or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
However long. Like you could give a guy a beer on Monday and he could drink it on Friday and it wouldn't be flat.
So yeah, Jeff bottles, and he's saying he does the corn sugar where he boils it in and then mixes it all together like we're talking about.
Right.
And then bottles the beers. I have a bottling kit with the spring loaded tube and all that. We just haven't used it, so.
I'm just gonna put Citra.
Citra? Okay. But I like the idea of the carbonation tabs and just maybe experiment with, maybe make a 6-pack of those with the carb. See what it's like, and then keg the rest,
Oh heck yeah!
So.
Well, one of the reasons I like the gross bottles, I think are a great idea. But it'd be fun to give my old man, who should be on the show somewhere around the 6th of June.
Right, yep. The Tim will be in
town.
The
Tim, and yeah, who do we ride for?
Got a new viewer. Hi,
Who
Silver.
Silver Energizer. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining the broadcast.
Wow, Jeffrey says he has 5-year-old beers.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
We believe you, man. Sounds like you've been doing this a lot longer than we have. So
we had a 2-year-old beer once. I don't know if it was beer.
I don't know what it was.
We dumped it. It was scary. It was terrifying. It wasn't just scary. It was terrifying. I remember that beer. Never forget that beer. But that's that. Okay. So what are you going to put on that?
Regular.
Okay. Regular and Citra. It is, although, the India Pale Ale, the purpose of the India Pale Ale,
Preservation, yeah.
right, and so obviously they had a problem with beer getting to India, and they had to come up with that.
I hear sirens, man. Something must have happened.
Somebody's dying.
Cool.
Dude, we wrote down what temperature we brewed at.
We did this almost right.
Waited 2 weeks. We labeled the beers. We're awesome.
Getting there. We'll get it figured out one of these days.
Yes, one of these days we'll actually brew beer normally.
Hey, he's having homebrew.
Steve's house.
Yeah, there's that Irish. I have an Irish red that finished conditioning pretty much today, so we had that earlier.
So, in honor of what we're going to brew tomorrow, though, we're going to go ahead and hit a couple of these.
It's backwards.
Yes, it is backwards.
It's a mirror image
It's
on
the
our,
whole
on our
mirror
view.
thing.
Yeah.
I got a bottle opener in my pocket. So tomorrow, and we will be broadcasting. Tomorrow we're going to. It's the same one.
No, I was looking at the silver Energizer.
It's right on here. What? Wait, I missed something. Oh yeah, it will be. Yeah, it's part of the whole broadcasting software, because if the broadcasting software shows you, the broadcaster, the image in the same way that you Jeffrey, sees it, it makes it hard to do gestures.
Yeah, it's like a mirror image when we're looking on the screen.
But it's done that way on purpose. It helps broadcasters, so when they like bonk their kid friend on the head like that.
This guy.
This guy. Where? What did I do? There it is. Right there. All right. So anyway, Newcastle clone. I think it's Homebrew Association is the website I got from it. They were talking about, when I read the recipe, they said the true Newcastle from way back when was actually a blended beer. You can brew stout into Coke bottle.
Awesome.
This is a great idea.
Look into that, man.
And then we could go to movies.
Yeah, it looks like a soda.
It's like, what you drinking? Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola that makes you feel like the original Coca-Cola made you feel.
It's been a minute since I've had one of these.
How'd that work? So I'm assuming, so you put them in and then you screwed down.
I think I've read about that. Yeah.
Were they plastic, or I'm assuming they're plastic?
No, I've had beer in a plastic bottle like that before.
Nice. It hisses when you open
Like a
it.
soda.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a friend of mine years ago, he had like a little Mr. Beer kit. You know, made like a little 3-gallon batch. I remember the bottles it came with were like soda bottles. You know, they were screw tops out of plastic and reusable. Yeah.
That might be something to look at.
Yeah.
Right, of course. It's never going to be as nice as glass.
I mean, yeah, the idea. I mean, the beer's going to get consumed pretty quick, so it shouldn't affect the flavor too much. You know.
And if you want to get on the whole ecos wagon, then glass is actually better for the environment, because you could really recycle glass. Do you know most plastic you can't? I mean, most plastic you can't recycle.
Tonic bottle. Okay. Yep.
Glass with plastic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Sweet.
like most of the stuff, it just, even when they melt it down, because, you know, plastic is made through a chemical process, right? And so you've got atoms and chains and polymers,
Going
and
all science now.
hydrocarbons and things. But they can't, so like glass is basically just silicone, right?
Right.
Sand.
Sand, yeah.
Superheated and purified, and then they make a bottle out of it. And so you melt it down, it's what it was before, and then it forms again, right? Technically a liquid, always. Very form solid liquid, but still technically a liquid. This beer, so the beer you're drinking is out of a tonic bottle, glass with plastic top.
Oh, okay. Right.
Pints, plastic wraps.
Oh,
Oh,
you are
wow.
set up.
Nice score. Nice score indeed.
Oh, here's to you, Jeff.
Yes, Jeff, to you, sir. Nice. In any case, yeah, glass is the way to go.
Yeah.
It really is. It's better. Which makes it ironic that the city won't recycle glass, but they'll recycle all your plastic.
All the plastic that just probably gets stored somewhere, you know, at least in our
Well,
area.
it used to get shipped to China, but China stopped taking it. And now it gets shipped to
It got
Taiwan.
cold now. The sun dipped. It's getting breezy and chilly out here now.
Yeah, sun goes, it drops, it gets cold. We don't have to worry about chilling the beer.
No, that's true.
Yeah, well, that's what
Exactly.
I know. A lot of folks, you know, they'll save the bottles, maybe boil the labels off so it's just a bottle, and then you can grab the caps, because caps are pretty
Caps are
universal,
easy,
right?
Yeah, they're easy to do. Yep. I remember when I first started brewing, I was collecting bottles, the bottle, you know, but I never actually got around to bottling. I just always kegged. But I saved them and I ran them through it was like a super hot setting on a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Sterilize them for like baby products, you know, for sterilization. Yeah. Yep. And then they just went to waste because I never actually bottled. Oh, okay, gotcha.
$1 empty and $1.20 full. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, Are we concluding or?
Yeah, I think so. We're pretty much done, Jeff. Hey, thank you very much for coming back. That is really fantastic. You actually someone came back.
Someone came back.
Someone that wasn't your daughter, not the one we're gonna sell, and someone that wasn't your nephew either. I mean, I love your daughter, love your nephew. Thank you very much for supporting us. But
Right.
I gotta admit, when I see 8 viewers, 6 of them are me and you double checking, and then 2 of them are,
Our family.
and not just family, but sub 14-year-olds checking, just supporting their dad, uncle. Like, yeah.
You put it in bed. Awesome. Cool, man. Well, I guess we'll get these in the freezer so they can start chilling before we carbonate them. And
All right.
we'll be back tomorrow with our clone process. So
Yeah,
maybe-
somewhere around like 3 to 4 Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
That's when we shoot on. I think we're gonna probably I think we can brew here. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow.
I don't remember what to look.
Well, if it's nice tomorrow, we'll be brewing here, and it'll be a backdrop with my hedge, and it'll look nice. And if it's rainy and lousy, then we'll be
We'll be in my garage.
we'll be at
So-
Steve's garage. If you can make it, awesome. If you can't, we get it. You know, people have lives. You cannot run your life around 2 guys that their broadcast starts in a 1-hour window somewhere on a Sunday afternoon. We get it. We're having
Right.
fun. Regardless, we're going to brew beer. You can watch a replay and skip and fast forward through. We're on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, all Northwest Brewmeisters. Keep the hedges low, makes the deck look bigger.
Yes, sir.
Is that double entendre, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe. Are we being clever there? All right. Okay, I got to figure out how to do this. Okay. Hey, Jeffrey. Thank you, sir, for being
Silver
here.
also. Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
watching with us.
Yeah, thank you, Silver. Brewing jokes.
We don't need dad jokes. We need brewing jokes.
All right.
Later, everybody.
All right. Take care. Bye.